Jordan, this is a pretty impressive run of form you're in right now. I know you've gotten hot before, but does this feel, I don't know, a little different than some of your previous runs in just that it's spread out over such a long stretch? I mean, it almost doesn't seem fair to call it a hot streak.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely maybe a little bit different. But when for goal scorers, when you're playing with confidence, I think obviously that helps. And you know, I knew at the beginning of the season when things weren't quite falling that I've said this before. You kind of go through those times where it feels like you're never going to score again, and then sometimes you're scoring. You're scoring every game and putting your chances away. So obviously, a lot of it's up to the group and playing. Obviously giving me really good balls. And obviously I'm happy with the run of form, but I'm happy with the run of form of the group, and hopefully we can keep going.
Jordan, thanks. Next, we'll go over to Andy Yamashita of the Seattle Times. Andy, go ahead and ask your question, please.
Yeah, for Jordan, you mentioned confidence there, but what else would you maybe attribute to this kind of run of form that you've been in?
I don't know. Again, obviously playing up front a little bit more, I feel like that's a good spot for me. I'm able to use kind of my speed to. I feel like we've been good on the transition recently, and that's been a focus of ours, especially playing away from home against a team like this who needs to win the game to jump over us. We felt like they were gonna. The longer it stayed 0-0, they were gonna kind of push out and press for a goal. So I feel like obviously again it comes back to my teammates. They're finding me in really good spots. Paul, obviously did all the work to get me the ball today. So for me, it's just I think that's a big part of it is playing on the transition a little bit more and using kind of obviously what I feel like I'm good at.
Thank you.
Next question over to Masvita Moreira. Maz, go for it.
Yeah. Hey, Stefan, we'll talk about, if you don't mind, the defensive part of this, right? The ability to grind this game out. And I would assert, let me know if I'm wrong, but the first half, the defense looked a little shaky. You weathered the storm. Also in the 90th, 91st, 92nd, you weathered another storm to shut out the game. Just, if you don't mind talking about the defense, the resiliency to close this out with the win.
Yeah, you can call it shaky, or you can call it, weathering the storm. I'd rather stay positive and say, obviously they're throwing everything at it, and you have to weather it, bend but not break. I think that's been a mentality during seasons where we were successful, because you can't be have your foot on the gas pedal for 90 minutes. There's going to be times where you have to concede, and especially like Jordan said, a team that wanted to jump ahead of us. So in the beginning, our goal was for the first half, very very important, especially them attacking their favorite side. That we were gonna get into halftime not down with the deficit. So I think we did that. We did well, and we realized that maybe we needed to go a bit more vertical to find our own chances, which we then did in the second half. It's difficult to play here, and I think you also have to realize as a team though that it's difficult for them as well. So let the ball roll, be patient, be clinical with your passes so that you can tire them out. And then when you maybe can find that spacing behind you, you be ruthless. And so on the defensive, we did that offensively, but on the defensive side, it took all 11 men plus the guys that got subbed in, and we did what I said before. We were bending, not breaking. It's great.
Thanks.
Next question over to Owen Murray. Owen, go ahead, please.
Thanks so much, guys. Jordan, it's been a minute since you've come off the bench. Can you talk a little bit about kind of how your mentality is different coming from there, and like what you saw in the first half and how that affected how you played?
Yeah, I mean, I think a strength of this team is we have a deep team, and you saw in past games guys come off the bench making an impact. And so for me, when I found out I was going to be on, not starting this game, that was my whole goal, is that whenever my number gets called, come in and try to make an impact. And I think, like I mentioned, watching the first half, the guys worked so hard and did great, and I felt like there were places to exploit because they were pushing. They needed to win, like Stefan and I mentioned. So I felt like even in the second half, the longer it stayed 0-0, they were just going to keep pushing numbers forward, and we were going to be able to create chances. And I think the mentality was just try to come in, try to work hard, help the group, and have a good mentality.
All right, we'll take follow-ups if there are any, or first-time questions. As a reminder, hit that raise hand function button. Jeremiah, I'm seeing you. Go ahead and ask your follow-up if you have one.
Yes, Steph. This is the fourth win in league play, fifth win overall. Uh, it just feels like the team has hit a different gear here, and I know you guys had sort of talked about this coming, but does it feel like there's something fundamentally that you all are doing different, or is it as easy as the confidence is breeding better results?
Look, I think we were always pushing really hard. We were working very hard, and things were just a knife's edge away from going our way at times, and that's very disheartening. It can be very disheartening, but I think we kept going and kept going, and then when it finally turns and you get your results and you get rewarded, it feels great. And then you finally have your confidence just slowly increase and get up there. We're playing good soccer. Obviously, the vibes at home are good. When we're playing in front of our fans, I think we're more enjoyable to watch. We can feed off of that. And look, I mean, we knew coming in here that we've had good results here, but that doesn't make it any easier. This is a tough, tough place to come and get a result. And so for us, we just wanted to extend, like you said, extend this streak, extend this confidence streak, and keep rewarding ourselves with points for as long as we can. Because you don't know when the next one comes, when you get knocked down a notch again, you have to pick yourself back up. But for us, we were able to do that at home for a little bit of a time, and now we followed up with a really, really good result on the road against a tough and hungry opponent. So it's very good for the confidence as a group. It's very good for individuals. Jordan, again, coming in and scoring a goal, guys are firing on cylinders, and it's amazing to see. We've always said that we've had a deep team, but when the deep team can get confidence as well, it's going to be dangerous.
All right, we've got time for two more. We're going to go Jorge Santos next. Jorge, go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, Jordan. The goal that you scored was really good with your left foot, but in the past, it seemed like you always had a preference for your right foot. Is that something that you've been working on, or just maybe other times you didn't have that chance?
No, obviously I've talked about this before. I like to use the outside of my right foot when that opportunity presents itself. The way my feet are, I don't know if you want to hear this, the way my feet are angled, just a lot easier for me to get the ball off quick with the outside of my right foot. So that's why I tend to use that. But I have complete confidence with my left foot inside the box. When it sets up the way that it's set up, I'm gonna hit it with my left foot. So for me, yeah, I know that's been a narrative out there. It's not that I don't think I have a good left foot. It's that I think I have a good outside of the right foot. So whatever is going to be the best opportunity, I'm going to use that. However you put in the goal, it doesn't really matter in the end. But yeah, for me, I have complete confidence in my left foot, and I know I've scored goals, got assists with it before. So when it sets up like that for me, I'm absolutely going to use it.
All right, Maz, last word to you, please. Go for it.
All right. Hey, Jordan, just in terms of confidence, when like Paul Rothrock is finding you and Obed Vargas and that middle is really clicking, how much confidence does that give you when you're making the run? Not that you didn't have it before, but just knowing that there's a rhythm there you guys are all having.
Yeah, a ton. Again, like I said, it's I'm not scoring goals without my teammates and the work that they're putting in to find me in really good spots. And I feel like Albert and I have developed a really good connection. And whenever he gets on the ball, like you mentioned, Paul, Obed, Leo, JP, I feel really confident that when I make the runs, they're going to look for me. And then if they make another decision, then that's what they feel is best, and that's obviously 100% what is best. So yeah, I think guys are obviously playing really well. Like Steph said, we're clicking as a group. But yeah, I have a ton of confidence. The guys are doing a really, really good job. And, I'm lucky to play with such good players. So.